The tech market in 2025 is, well, it's weird. It's completely divided. You've got some of the biggest names in the industry really struggling, while others are just taking off like a rocket. So what's going on? What's the secret?
Well, in this explainer, we're going to follow the money, and I think the answer is going to surprise you.
Okay, so just look at this. It's a tale of two markets, for sure. On one side, you have these established giants, Salesforce, HubSpot, and they're taking a serious beating. But then on the other side, you've got companies like Figma and Palantir seeing absolutely explosive growth. So what gives? What is separating the winners from the losers right now?
So let's dig into the story of two very different markets.
When you start to connect the dots, you see a pattern. The companies that are winning, they all have a few things in common. They're all nailing AI integration that actually makes money. They're focusing on developer-first strategies, and they're all benefiting from something we're calling the cybersecurity premium. And that last one, that's the really interesting clue here. And speaking of that premium, let's just look at the pure-play cybersecurity companies. Zscaler, Rubrik, they are posting some seriously impressive gains. It tells you something really important. Even when the economy gets tough and budgets get tight, businesses are not cutting back on security. In fact, it looks like they're doubling down. And that brings us to the core idea we're exploring today. Cybersecurity is quickly becoming a uniquely recession-proof part of our economy. I mean, this quote from a Morgan Stanley survey of chief information officers, it just says it all, doesn't it? Think about it this way. If you're running a business, you might put a new marketing campaign on hold, right? But are you going to turn off the firewalls that protect all of your customer data? No way. The risk is just way too high. Security isn't a nice-to-have anymore. It's essential for survival. So what happened? How did cybersecurity become this absolutely essential, non-negotiable expense for pretty much every business on the planet?
Well, it turns out it's not just one thing. It's three massive forces that are all converging and fueling this incredible boom.
And these trends are totally unstoppable. You've got this escalating threat landscape, a huge revolution in technology, and a brand new, really urgent business imperative. It's basically a perfect storm for the cybersecurity industry. First, let's talk about the bad guys. They are getting so much smarter. We already know that cybercrime spikes when the economy goes down, but now they have AI. We are talking about malware that thinks for itself, phishing scams that are scarily intelligent, and deepfakes that could fool just about anyone. The whole game has changed.
At the exact same time, the digital world that we have to protect is just exploding in size. Businesses aren't just worried about their office computers anymore. Now, their data is spread across multiple clouds, their factories are full of smart devices. I mean, even our hospitals are connected. This huge attack surface means the old ways of doing security just don't work, which is why ideas like zero trust are becoming the new gold standard.
And finally, the pressure to get this right is coming from absolutely everywhere. You've got new, strict data protection laws, you have all this geopolitical chaos making everyone nervous about their supply chains, and now you have investors and the board of directors demanding, not asking, demanding proof that your security is up to snuff before they'll give you a dime.
So you mix all that together, the growing threats, the tech explosion, the pressure from the top. What do you get? You get a cybersecurity gold rush.
Just look at the numbers. In 2025 alone, venture capitalists, the people who bet big on the future, poured a staggering $14 billion into cybersecurity startups. That's up 47% from the year before. That's not just an investment. That's a massive vote of confidence.
And all that investment is chasing a truly enormous market. By 2026, we're projected to be spending over $500 billion a year globally on cybersecurity. This isn't some niche IT department thing anymore. This is a fundamental pillar of the world economy.
But this is the number that really puts it all into perspective. The projected costs of global cybercrime by 2026 is almost $12 trillion a year. When you're facing a potential loss that massive, spending billions on defense doesn't just feel smart, it feels like an absolute necessity. Okay, so huge numbers, big industry trends, but what does all of this actually mean for you? Why does this matter? Well, because this story isn't just for investors on Wall Street. All of this incredible growth is creating a massive demand for people who know what they're doing in cybersecurity. We're talking about a huge talent shortage, which means incredible opportunities for anyone looking to build a really stable and really well-paying career.
And when I say well-paying, just take a look at these projected salaries for 2026. Even entry-level jobs are starting around $74,000. And if you become a senior specialist, you could be looking at over $280,000 a year. The demand is so intense that it's pushing salaries sky high, making this one of the best fields you can be in for job security and growth.
So here's the ultimate takeaway. Cybersecurity isn't an add-on anymore. It's not just another line item in the IT budget. It has become essential infrastructure. It is the absolute foundation for trust, for business, and for innovation in our digital world.
And that really leaves us one final big question to think about. As literally everything in our lives goes digital, from our money to our health, is cybersecurity becoming the single most critical piece of infrastructure we have? The answer to that is going to define our future.